You know how Tesla's website has this really cool animation of the Cybertruck deconstructing as you scroll down? It has all the different parts coming out, and overall, look at the labels and everything. It gives you a very branded feel. Well, this actually isn't Tesla's website. I built this in Claude Code in under 30 minutes, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same and sell these websites to businesses for upwards of $10,000. Okay, so we're going to be using Claude Code in Visual Studio, otherwise known as VS Code. If you don't have this, just go to the website code.visualstudio.com and download it. And then after you download it, you're just going to come over here to the left with the extensions and look up the word Claude. And then you're going to find Claude, click on that. And then once you install it, you'll be able to log in with your Anthropic account to actually be able to use Claude Code. And I made a video on that. So if you have any confusion, just check that out. I walk you through step by step how to do it. And then after you do that, you can go anywhere on your computer and just create a folder. And that's where all these files are going to be stored. And all we're going to be using to actually build the websites is we're using these things called skills. And what skills are is they're essentially just information that we're giving to Claude that's going to tell them what we want them to do. So we're basically saying, hey, use this skill to build it. And so in this case, we have video to website and then a front end design. So in this case, we have the front end design so that it actually looks good. And then the ability to actually upload the video and have that on the website. So we have those two skills here, and I'll have those available for you guys down in the description. And if you're ever adding any skills, you can either ask Claude Code and say, just go ahead and add this inside of my .claude folder, or you can just ask Claude to instruct you how to actually use the terminal to just command the skills into the folder. Regardless, we need them over here in the correct folders, and that way Claude can actually refer to it. But we can also see over here on the left-hand side that it actually went ahead and created its own folders for this project. So if we click into here, we can see all the frames that were used for the Cybertruck. So if we actually click into these frames, we can see it's really cool how it breaks everything down for you. So basically it took the video and it broke it down into frames. So that way, as you scroll, it incrementally almost plays the video as you go down. And then as you scroll back up, it comes right back together. And we can actually see that here. If we look at the Tesla video that I sent and we watch this, you can see this is just the final video, right? So we have that entire video and then it just breaks it up into frames and puts it on the website. And the cool thing is you can do really whatever you want. You can do someone walking into a forest or like walking closer to the screen as you scroll down. You can do some really crazy shit. Now, to actually create those videos, and you can also do a start and end frame for the videos itself, but the way I create these images is I use key.ai. And the reason why is because it's just so much simpler to have everything in one place. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't really like to have a billion tabs open at all times, especially when I'm working with something like this. I'm trying to generate images and bring it all together. So the nice thing about key.ai is that it actually has everything here in the marketplace. So I'm just going to use Nano Banana to generate the images first. So Nano Banana 2, and then it's going to give us a prompt. So all we need to do is we need to generate an image for the beginning and the end. So in this case, I want to do something cool. So let's do a volcano exploding. This is the image I'm going to use. I think this looks really sick. Let's download this, save this as the volcano. So you just go find an image, and then we're going to go back to key.ai. And then all we do is drag that image here, paste in the prompt that I made with Claude, and click run. So that's going to take about a minute to generate. Okay, this will do. Let's download that. And now what we do is we remove this and then we just use that image that it just generated because we need to create that first and last frame. That's how you create that consistency in the video. Okay, now we paste it in the next prompt. Now it should show the volcano absolutely erupting. Let's run that. Okay, and that looks great. This is going to be pretty awesome. All right, so now click on API Market. Now we're looking for Kling. Let's use Kling 3.0. And this is going to ask us for the start frame and end frame. So let's upload that first image and the last one. Okay, so now we have both images and now we're going to paste in that prompt. I have a start frame of a dormant volcano and an end frame of fully erupting with lava and ash exploding out of the top. All right, this should be pretty cool. Now run it. And it's going to take up about 300 credits. I think it's like $1. But if you're building a website for a client, I mean, the ROI is absolutely absurd on that. It's about 1 billion times more affordable than hiring a freaking Pixar animator like it used to take, right? Okay, so now it's done. Let's see what it made. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that'll do, I think. So now I'm just going to drag in this video into the videos website. I probably should have named that, but oh well. And we can see it here. And it's not going to have sound because it's for the website, right? We don't need sound. So let's actually rename this volcano. So now we've dragged in the video over on the left-hand side. We can see the volcano video is in our folder. Now I'm just going to prompt Claude to actually use it. And I said, I just dropped in a video called volcano. Please read and use both of these skills before anything. Right? So it's going to use the skills. It's going to make sure that it understands how to build a good front end and exactly what we're doing. Build me a one-page product landing page for this volcano. Requirements, dark mode, pure black background. Go with that ominous vibe that we're going for with the volcano. scroll driven animation using video frames, which it's going to get. To actually get the video frames, it's going to have to download something called FFmpeg. It's going to allow it to take the video and then break it up into those pictures that we talked about, each frame. And then in the prompt, I said, use plan mode first and ask me any questions before building. So now it's going to go and start building, but then it's going to prompt us with some questions so that we can help to curate the design a little bit better. Allow this command, yes. So now as this is running, we can see that it says good, same resolution. I've read both skills. Let me enter plan mode and get your direction before designing anything. So now it's entering plan mode and it's asking this question. Okay, so what's the volcano landing page actually for? Hot sauce or food brand, travel experience brand, coffee brand. Let's try this one. Let's try a hot sauce brand. I think that sounds pretty cool. What typography, personality fits best? See how it's asking me questions about the design? Let's go with sci-fi futuristic. And now we can actually see here it's asking for permission to run the command where it's going to break up the video into all these different frames. So click yes. Now, as this is building, it's going to continue to ask a bunch of questions, and it gets pretty annoying when you're sitting here for a couple minutes and it just keeps asking. So all you have to do is click edit automatically and it'll stop asking you the questions. Okay, so now it's finished up. Let's see what it looks like. So you're just going to copy and paste this. Now, this is running on my local computer. So the reason why it says localhost, like if you took this and you pasted this into your browser, it wouldn't work. And the reason is because it's running off of my machine. If I take this and I paste it into a browser, we see eruption. Okay, so this is a small flaw. Let's keep scrolling. Okay, it's fantastic that it's here and it still looks amazing, but we still need text. So look, the loading is cool. Born from fire, built for heat. I like that. It's really cool. Eruption is also cut off on the side, and that's not on purpose. So we need to make this better. It's nice that we have the video on there, but I actually want content. The video is also in the middle of the screen. I want it right aligned with text on the left. So I'm going to paste that in, and then I'm going to paste this prompt because we need to make sure that there's a subheadline and a call to action, a hero section with a dramatic headline overlaid. We want to change things up a little bit. I don't like it just being right smack dab in the middle. So let's try this. And then I've added here that it should take up 60% of the screen on the right. So let's see what it does. Okay, now it's done, and let's actually check it out. Just paste in the link. Okay, some obvious changes need to be made over here on the left-hand side, but with the way I described how I wanted the alignment, that's okay. We can fix that. Okay, so now it's over here on this side. Again, this is the kind of thing where you're just going to have to play around with it. For the sake of this example, I'm not going to continue making changes, but you can see it can make a pretty insane website. We just need to be very descriptive with the kind of website that we want it to make. And I'm going to make some more videos with some different skills that I've found on Twitter that make insane websites. But I just wanted to show you the basics of going back and forth with Claude Code. You can make this how you want it. You just have to keep going back and forth with iterations and changes. Now, as we make changes, if we actually open up the skill, all this is it's a markdown file of all this text that's essentially prompting how we want the websites built. So as we make changes, it can actually curate this if we prompt it to, and we say, hey, from now on, make this reflect on skill.md. Now it can actually reflect and become like a customized, personalized method of building websites that we want, right? It's going to adjust to what we want and the kind of designs that we like, which is awesome because that way it's almost like every document in here is alive. It can constantly be changed. You don't need to do that yourself. It'll automatically do it for you. So let's say we actually want to make this live. Well, the first thing we have to do is go to GitHub, and I'll explain the whole model. So essentially what we're doing is we have it on the local host. This is our own device. If we want to collaborate with others as the next step, then we'd upload it somewhere like GitHub. That's not necessarily pushing it live, but it's just pushing it to a repository where we can keep the code, we can collaborate with others, and GitHub is like the standard place to hold code, right? It's an industry standard. They've been around for many, many years. So instead, we're going to ask Claude Code, help me to push this to GitHub. GitHub. That sounds terrible. Now, I actually haven't connected it to this account. This is fresh and brand new for the video. So I just asked it to connect me to GitHub, and it said, first, go to GitHub, create a new repository, name it eruption hot sauce. So we're going to do that right now. And then copy the URL it gives you, and then it shows me what it'll look like, and then just paste it here. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to paste this in, click create repository, and now I'm going to copy this URL, go back to Claude Code, paste that in. I just forgot one thing. You have to go into settings, and then scroll down to developer settings, and then go to your personal access tokens, and then we're going to generate a new token with classic. And now when we're done with those steps, it's going to give us this token. Okay, so all I did was I went and I made sure my GitHub account was set up. I created that token. I shared the token with Claude Code, and now it says that it's pushed to GitHub. So the next step would be deploying to Vercel. And it actually gives you the step-by-step. So it says go to Vercel, add new project, import your eruption hot sauce repo, that GitHub repository that we just created, set root directory to / and hit deploy. So let's do that now. So now we give it our access token. It actually gives us these steps. So go to vercel.com, add new project, import your repo, that GitHub repo that we just created, and then it tells us exactly what to do. Set root directory to / it's already in the volcano folder, and then hit deploy. So let's head over to Vercel. And if you don't have an account, go ahead and create one. And then here we can see import git repository. Well, guess what we just created? We just created this GitHub repository right here, eruption hot sauce. So we're going to click continue with GitHub, and then we're just going to authorize Vercel. Now it says install the GitHub application for the accounts you wish to import from to continue. So click on install. And now the repository is automatically in Vercel. And watch how crazy this is. Click on import. And then to deploy, we just click deploy. And we can see everything's already filled in. So we just click deploy. It says, congratulations, you just deployed a new project. Wow, this beautiful website that still needs a lot of work. Now, if you go to continue to dashboard, Vercel assigns us a public domain already. So all we have to do now is just change out the domain. That's it. It's live. It's pretty crazy. So now we just paste that. Anybody in the world now can come see our beautiful website. Now, let's say I want to make a change to the website. Well, all I have to do is, let's just say the text on the left is too bunched up and needs to be formatted better. In the middle, I want the main header title in the middle of the screen with the volcano directly behind it. Okay, so we made those changes, and look, it says that it made those changes. So if we go back to GitHub and we click into the repository, and if we go back to GitHub, we can see that, and if we go back to GitHub, we can actually see now there's 2 commits, and there's one 4 minutes ago. So it's the redesign hero to full screen volcano. If we go back to Vercel, we can also look at the deployments, and look, there's 2. So if we refresh this page, now it shows exactly what I wanted, which was the main headline at the very top. And then we have different options. So again, it's not perfect. It won't be unless you actually are very specific and take screenshots, talk to Claude, explain how you want it, and then explain that. But the great thing is you don't have to code yourself. You don't really have to do anything yourself. You just talk right here to Claude Code inside VS Code, and then it does everything for you. But that's how we push new versions and new updates. It automatically gets pushed directly to Vercel. And if you don't want it to automatically get pushed, you can always just change your GitHub repository to something like private. I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments for what to use instead of a volcano, what images, what effects you guys are going to use on your website. I think that'd be really cool. But that's it for today's video. If you guys are interested in learning more about AI automation, I'll leave a link to my school community down in the description. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.